You're watching Bears Now. I am your host, Harrison Graham. If you're coming in from our main Chat Sports YouTube channel, you know we're talking about a couple of tight ends, including Evan Engram. Could the Bears trade for the young Giants tight end? 670 The Score threw this idea out there recently. Sports Illustrated made the good point of Tarik Cohen is a good young trade chip. Could that engineer a Cohen for Engram deal? Maybe something could be in the works there. Obviously, the Bears need a tight end. Tarik Cohen's a nice player, but with David Montgomery, he does become a little bit expendable in this Bears offense. Obviously, Evan Engram, really good young player, has battled injuries the past couple of years, but he is certainly an intriguing piece that the Bears could go after. The other one being probably the safer option, Jimmy Graham, being released by the Packers at some point today. That is the expectation. Look, he's not the player he once was. He's not an all-pro. He's not even a Pro Bowler at this point, but he would clearly be the best tight end for the Chicago Bears. It was bad last year. We all know that, and Jimmy Graham isn't going to have a lot of opportunities to be a number one tight end for a lot of teams in the NFL, much less a contending team like the Bears want to be. That seems like a match made in heaven for both parties there. Now, if you compare the two side by side, last year production was similar. The problem is Graham played in twice as many games, so it's kind of twofold, right? Jimmy Graham's been able to stay healthy more often. Evan Engram the past 2 years hasn't been able to. Missed half the season last year. There's real chatter within the Giants organization that he may not be able to stay healthy long term. That is a big concern. He's only 25 years old. When he's out there, he's one of the best young receiving tight ends in the NFL. But if you can't stay on the field, you only have so much value. So obviously that's more of a risk-reward situation. Jimmy Graham, not the player he once was, but more of a safe situation. But I'll leave it to you before I tell you who I pick. Type G for Jimmy Graham, type E for Evan Engram. Keep in mind, too, you would have to trade for Evan Engram and perhaps lose a piece like Tarik Cohen. Jimmy Graham, the safer option. So type G for Graham, type E for Engram. I'll give you my selection in just a little bit. But first, I want you guys to subscribe to the channel. We're approaching 4,000. Let's zoom past it and get to 5,000. We're at 3811 as we film this video. We got the latest Bears rumors, news. Free agency starts next week. Draft coverage, much more, live Q&A. So use hashtag Bears down in the comment section. Plus, we've talked about tight ends in the past on previous videos, so go check that out on the channel. Both of these videos are already up there. Free agency targets, Bears draft tight end targets. Could the Bears bring in a player like a Thaddeus Moss or somebody else in the NFL draft? We got you guys covered all year long here on Chicago Bears Now. All right, I'm rolling with Jimmy Graham. You guys are probably saying, he's old. He wasn't what he was. That's true. He's 33. He's not an elite player, but it's a safe pick. The Bears have dealt with injuries at tight end. Trey Burton, they signed him to a huge contract. Was great for a year. Now he can't stay healthy. Bring me Jimmy Graham. He's a guy that can catch 50, 60 passes for you in this offense, get you 600 or 700 yards potentially, maybe a little bit less, but I think his production can go up on a Bears offense that has an Allen Robinson on the outside, that has a good young running back in David Montgomery. He should have good opportunities to get a lot of one-on-one looks, and he's still very good in the red zone. I like Jimmy Graham. I'm surprised it didn't work out better in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. I think he could be a good addition for a reasonable price for the Chicago Bears. Who do you want the Bears starting tight end to be this year? Do you want it to be a Jimmy Graham and Evan Engram, somebody else? I would still like to see what Austin Hooper's market is going to be. It's probably going to be over $10 million. Would you rather have Hooper at $11 million or Graham at $5 million? I think it's a fair question to ask. Go ahead and let me know down in the comments section. Now, we've got this Bears zip-up jacket on sale for 30% off. This deal, it's not going to last forever. These are already flying off the rack. Chatsports.com/Bears4. It's starting to warm up in Chicago, but it's still cold enough to wear this. Certainly it doesn't get too hot until May or June. Chatsports.com/Bears4. Check the comments, check the description. You click on the link, boom, brings you to that page, and you can go ahead and purchase right there. We have to show it again, guys, because we're talking about tight ends. Makes my eyes bleed every time. This is why we continue to talk about the tight end position. The Bears just have to get better than this. 91 yards is your leading producer at the tight end position. That's not going to get it done. Even combined, you're talking about the worst production in the NFL at tight end. Is some of that Mitch Trubisky's inconsistent play? Perhaps, but I think it's a crop of bad players and Trey Burton who can't stay healthy. That is what I take away from that. And speaking of Trubisky, if you're going to roll with him, if you think he has a chance to be the future soon, you got to get him a reliable tight end. All good young quarterbacks have one. Yeah, Trubisky's never going to be Patrick Mahomes, but Travis Kelce helps a lot. Having a guy like that helps a ton. Now, I don't think Jimmy Graham's going to be Travis Kelce, but I do think he could be a good player to have with Mitchell Trubisky. What are you more excited for? Again, free agency getting going next week, draft later in April, so type D for draft, type F for free agency. Bears don't have a ton of cap space, about $25 million right now. We'll see what happens with Leonard Floyd. Don't have a first-round pick in the draft either, so Ryan Pace is going to have to get really, really creative. But type D for draft, type F for free agency. And just to look at this depth chart, just to outline one more time why the Bears have to get better. Trey Burton, when he's healthy, yeah, he's decent. I still don't think he's a number one tight end at this point, and I don't know if he can stay healthy. Demetrius Harris, I like that signing earlier in the offseason, but he's a rotation guy. Shaheen, I think he might get cut. There's a bunch of nobodies on the roster in addition to those threes. Bears got to bring in a starting caliber tight end, and unfortunately, they don't have that right now.